Welcome back, everyone, to some Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Oh, find ourselves back here in the Nord Highlands. What were we up to last time? Give her a look. Chapter 3 here. Been a little bit of time. We had to take some time off there. Had some stuff going on here at home, but we're going to be back to streaming pretty regularly, I expect, so no issues there. And bear with me one sec. I just got to make some changes to the recording, actually. That one. And we're back. Alright, easy enough. Alrighty, everybody. Let's get on and get going. We got a bunch of stuff to hand in at the moment, as I recall. Do we need to do any shopping? Pretty much tapped out on money, but we do have some Seth mass. So let's start there. We'll go ahead and sell off what we've got and see if we can't finish off some of those upgrades we were trying to do. About 4 grand. Is that even enough, really? Could make some armor upgrades, potentially. There's definitely some merit to doing that at the moment. What about our legs? Those definitely need some upgrades. It's some yikes. Alright, well, we're just gonna go ahead and upgrade all of our shoes, I think. Or just the men's shoes, apparently. Do I have anything of, like, significant value that I can sell? 5,000 for a Zerum powder. Ooh. Tempting. Tempting to sell the, what is essentially like a mega elixir. Could also sell off some of these unused quartz, potentially, but I don't think that that's really worth it either. I don't know what selling the books does, to be honest. I don't know if they would actually remove it from your storage, or from your, like, notebook. Alright, well, we gotta get a little bit more money there to buy some shoes for the ladies then, but let's see, what have we handed in and what didn't we? Oh yeah, so we gotta hand in those, okay. Yeah, so the delivery was done. Okay, I guess we're done. Interesting. What else did we need to do? Are we not back by noon? I mean, it's weird how little time it took to get everything done, to be totally honest. Yeah. We should probably rest since we have the opportunity to. This, I think, is our lodging. It is indeed. Am I able to just go to the beds and rest? I can. Let's do that. Definitely use the recovery. Sorry if I'm a little out of it. Just trying to get back into it. It's been about 10 days or so since I played the game, so. So we still have that hand in here with this quest. We did indeed. All the essential ones, yeah. Thank you, Toma. Just give it in a little bit more time. Yeah, with the right time, then. Ooh, food. Luck or intuition. Either way, it's more than enough to go around. Fair enough. I was gonna say, yeah, it's been a bit of a trek to cover all that ground. I imagine they must be sore, to be honest. No eating before it's done. Alright, don't worry. We can hold off. Very wholesome, very relaxed. It's kind of nice. Change of pace after all of the stressful field studies we've been on to this point. A non-flatbread. It was really delicious. Ah, cool. Baked it on a kind of collapsible stove. I guess they would need to be able to move a lot of their, like, appliances and stuff, so it makes sense. I'd be interested to see what this village looks like in a different location. Like, since that they mentioned, obviously, they move, what other places do they set up? And is it different every time, or are they the same places that they go to each year? It's a wonderful village. Yep. Quite a bit since he's been away. Tea etiquette was perfect as well. The lords speaking up. Praised by the cool boy. Aw. Uses. So I guess we're just staying for like a day? Since we have both sets of our field study tasks in one day? I guess that would explain how we're handling like the weekend, since it's such a long like travel time. Alright. What's the list? What do we got? Field study envelope, June. Assign tasks. Okay. Special lesson. I would like to hold a simple lesson for the children of this settlement in order to broaden their horizons. If you're willing to do so, please come speak with me outside. Jetta. Okay. The fence in front of the pasture has been damaged, and a number of sheep have gotten loose. Please help me find them. I'll be in the pasture if you need more details. Watery. And a visiting photographer by the name of Norton left the Northern Highlands unaccompanied. Oh, that's not good. Just do something real quick here. There we go. I'd like you to be after him and ensure his safety, but first, please visit me at my home as I have more to tell you. Elder Ivan. Okay. Well, I mean, it's 3 tasks. That's usually how many we get. Does sound a little bit challenging, yeah? One sec here. Sorry about that, my phone's going off. Okay. This afternoon, I'd like you to turn your attention toward the Northern Highlands. You may need to travel south as well, though, which will give you a lot of ground to cover. I left some fresh horses near the northern exit, so just head out that way when you're ready to leave. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. Swing by and visit the Elder first, since he's the client on our essential request this afternoon. I mean, we're gonna do all 3, but sure. All right, one sec. Let me just get this cleared off. All right. Make preparations for tonight, then. The very best food. Okay. Let's do a little bit of running around. Chat with everybody. What's wrong? A date with Charles. Oh. I mean, they did mention that they got along pretty well. It's not today. Hang on. Why do you even know about that? That's a secret. I can switch with you and do your chores if you want to go see her. Aw, she's trying to help out. What's up? What do you got to say? Good luck with your tasks. How heartwarming. Oh, that's cute. We'll need to remember to go talk to her at some point. Pick up some of these quests here while we have the chance. We did indeed. I first remember the idea of taking photographs of something in the northern region of the Highlands. Okay, I plan on having all of you all escort him there this afternoon, but apparently he was unable to wait. Oh, okay. So this was our task regardless, but now we have to also search for him. Okay. There are many ruins in the ancient Neolithic civilizations in the northern region of the Highlands. Okay. It's likely you went to visit the statue of the Guardian there. Okay. So like a colossus or something? Yeah, what is it a statue? Most symbolic of ancient relics here in Nord. Legend has it that the Guardian it represents sealed away an ancient djinn within the ancient quarry to the north. Okay. I was going to say, it is a little bit magical compared to some of the other historical things that we hear about, but obviously this is, since they mentioned Neolithic quite a bit longer ago, monsters aren't the only reason the northern region can be dangerous. It's not an area that those not from Nord should be traveling across alone. Could you please find him? Okay. Yeah, of course. We'll handle it. Easy enough. Alright, we gotta go check on the sheep guy. Hello. Watari. How in the world did the fence end? Guess as good as mine. Something was broken sometime just before noon. Sometime just before noon, the fence got broken. Interesting. Doubt there's any worry about monsters getting them because they're surprisingly fast. Oh, okay. The sheep can outrun the monsters? Interesting. 5 of them in total. Based on their hoof prints, it seems they went north and 3 went north and 2 went south. So we do have to go into the south area. Okay. I'd like you to go search for them myself, but I need to keep this fence fixed first. Otherwise, the rest of them will break through it as well. Yeah, definitely. Fair enough. Tracking down those sheep is going to be an interesting mission then. Oh, getting caught on walls here. There's one more over here. You wanted to teach the kids, yes? Old Lady Jetta. I've been waiting for you all. Did you have a look at my request? We did indeed. Hold a class for the children. Well, yeah, what do we want to teach them? Well, I mean, now would be a good time. We'd probably be the best people to teach them, I guess, given the circumstances. They attend Sunday school, so they're fine in regards of regular studies. Okay. Might I ask how Sunday school is carried out here? Comes by once a month to hold Sunday school. Well, I mean, that's not a lot of classes, to be honest, but it's still, I mean, it's better than nothing. When do you think about it? The sheer amount of work the church does for such a huge scale really is amazing. It is actually kind of surprising the amount any church, because it's one of the larger international organizations you'll ever encounter, right? Like, it's not like a national thing. I mean, it's interesting when you encounter that, because the assumption here is that their church would be looked at similar to ours, which would be to say that it's like it's separate organization. Is it a national religion, though? I wonder if it's funded by the government or something. Do you have time to help? If so, I'll call the children over. Yeah, why not? Like one of you to serve as the teacher. Feel free to pick amongst yourselves, though keep in mind that Gaius isn't a candidate. Who's the ideal candidate to teach? I was gonna say, they each, yeah, should have their own sort of strengths and weaknesses, wouldn't they? Can't really imagine that one of them would be better than the other. Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be yes. Same thing myself, actually. Social standing is pretty important in Erebonia, and that's a broad variety of opinions about it, but you're kind of a special case. I guess that's true. Since he's an adopted noble, right, he's... I mean, Eustace would be similar, right? He's half commoner. I like how people start to acknowledge it. They're like, yep, you're pretty much the leader, all things considered. Alright, let's do it. Alright, kids. Older group in Sunday school, so he's got work to do, so he can't come. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, let's get started. Reen Schwarzer. Thor's Military Academy. We are indeed. The uniform does tip you off. What do we study there? A lot of things, really. Yeah, I was going to say. It's basically like any other school, just with some military stuff added to it. Sorta, yeah. Being a little scaredy cat. Aw, don't be mean. Girls are picking on him. Come on now. Academy from here. In terms of distance, you came here on a train. Can you tell us how long a trip it was? It was 8 hours, if I remember. I mean, trains are certainly, given this environment, like this industrial revolution scenario, I suppose they are probably the fastest thing. Maybe airships might be faster because they don't have to deal with tracks, obviously. It is pretty far distance from the sounds of it. Of course. The biggest place in Erebonia. I mean, place is kind of a weird word to use, but Heimdall's the capital city. Yeah, it's the largest city. Unique way to judge it. How many people live there? Huh. Oh no. I have no idea. I don't... Did we read something about this, maybe? It's got to be in one of the books. I'm pretty sure these two numbers are way too small, so we're going to assume it's 800,000. Yeah, I was going to say, it's a little hard to really wrap your head around that many people. Yeah, obviously. Not a bad teacher. Much obliged. Yeah, what's up? How long ago was Thor's first built? Oh god. It's longer than 50. Oh no. I remember at the entrance ceremony, I was talking about how, like, the 200th anniversary had just passed recently. And at the very least, like, more recently than, like, 250. So it has to be 220. Founded, about 220 years ago, roughly 30 years after the War of the Lions. Okay. Emperor Dreichels. You hear about him all the time. It was one of the last things he did before he passed away. Oh, okay. Interesting. Apparently everyone knows who Dreichels is. Fair, fair. I mean, more or less, when you're the emperor, you are pretty much the most important person. Oh, we just time-lapse the rest of the class. Okay. What else? Oh, what is it, Lily? You have a determined look. What are nobles? What's a class system? Yeah, it is a little bit complicated to explain to a child. Go ahead. Yeah. Your own thoughts on nobles instead. That's a loaded question. Okay. What are our options? Things escalated quickly, didn't they? Yeah, children tend to have that effect. It's still a bit tough. Let's see. What do we believe? Bonds with one's family, pride in one's lineage, no idea. Well, that's a dumb answer. These two are... Neither of them are wrong, per se. Pride in one's lineage is certainly accurate. It's not necessarily a bad thing either. Bonds with one's family is kind of... I'm not sure how accurate that really is. But it is a more positive thing to say, given that we're dealing with children. Because it's specific here. What do you believe nobles represent? It's not what do they... How do I explain this? I don't know. Alright, well, we're going to go with bonds with one's family. Why not? Oh? Not really something exclusive to nobles either, but they feel a sense of companionship through their family name that they've been born with. Okay. So it supports them through life and inspires them to work as much as they can to live up to it. I mean, that's not a bad explanation, Reen. I appreciate that we succeeded in teaching them something. Oh, and everybody else seems to like it. Works for me. No problem, Jeddah. It was a very valuable experience. I mean, I guess they probably don't get... Again, they don't get that many outsiders coming through here, so it's probably worthwhile to get some students in here to teach some kids. And everybody else seems to like us for it, and we did a good job. Much obliged. And use this even. Hey, we're getting compliments. Aw. Alright. A little bit more confidence. Definitely, Reen. Definitely I haven't really had any setbacks to this point. Your compensation. Oh, a yellow pendulum. Thank you, ma'am. Hey, this time we didn't, like, try and tell them, no, don't give us things. We're just like, yep, thanks. Cool. Alright. So we finished our tenure as a teacher. Now we have some sheep to catch. I think I'm good on the tag. I wonder if he says anything about the class. I'm looking forward to seeing him again, too. Shouldn't keep a lady waiting. And... Aw. No, they just talk about him and his little girlfriend. Fair enough. Alright, well, let's get back onto the Highlands. We'll even swing by and check on Charl at some point, just to see how that's going and go catch us some sheep. Alright, where are said sheep? There's one there. And one there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we did a whole lot of fighting while we were out here. We'll probably end up fighting a couple other things, but what I think we're going to do is we're actually going to run all the way to the gate, talk with some of the NPCs there just to see if we get different dialogue or anything. And then on the way back, we'll grab the sheep, end up back at the settlement. We might even swing by, actually, the outpost and see if anybody says anything different there. But yeah, we'll end up back at the outpost on the way back, and finish, or head north afterwards. Let's mosey on over. Doesn't actually take that long to cross the Highlands if you're not putzing around fighting everything like I do. Alrighty, we've arrived. Hello, sir. Toma, who comes here every now and again. Oh, they do talk about stuff differently. More of his riding skill whenever he does, too. He knows how to ride a horse ourselves. We know how to ride horses, but I don't think any of us can compare to him. Well, I guess if you kind of, like, live and breathe that sort of thing in this... from Nord, it sort of makes sense. That means that people inside probably say different things. Let's go. Whoosh. Into the Zender Gate. While the 3rd Armored Division makes use of tanks and airships, our most important type of vehicle is currently armored cars. Okay. What do you think that might be? Armored cars lack firepower, tanks and airships, so... rougher terrain. That is correct. The Highlands are incredibly vast and uneven. Armored cars are better suited to handle rugged terrain like this, so they are the ideal vehicle to use. Sensible. That is rather considering the fact that we conducted a thorough investigation of them all. Understood. A what? Reports that monsters have been acting rather strangely. It's nothing major, but I can't help but wonder what the cause could be. Okay. That is interesting. So all the monsters are doing weird stuff. Hello, sir. Old man living in the northern part of the Highlands. Apparently he's skilled with orbital tech and can fix almost anything in a flash. There's a hermit in the northern Highlands? Okay. Considering how complicated some of New Orbments are, I wouldn't mind having him chance to meet him one day. Fair enough. Sure has been coming often to see Charles these days. Oh, everybody's talking about the cute little couple. Things are progressing. Seeing them together always makes me want to give them a little push. That's interesting. I'll talk to Charles in a second. I was ordered to invade Liberal during the crisis 2 years ago. Lieutenant General Vander made the decision to ignore this order after learning the circumstances there. Chancellor Osborne definitely wasn't happy about that. He sent us all out here as a form of punishment. Oh, okay. It is interesting that they would have the, like, legendary general and all of his, like, special forces and everything up in this, you know, essentially unimportant base that they talk about all the time. How, like, there's not a lot going on around here. So it's out of spite. Hey, Charles. We've talked to you earlier. Gaius was with us. They're going fine. Oh, that's awesome. Living down in the settlement on the back of his horse not too long ago. Well, that's cute. Everyone there is so kind and their lifestyle's so interesting. Glad to hear that. Yeah, it's nice to have a friend at his age, especially from Erebonia. Her over a year ago to help me out with work. While I'm glad she's a hard worker, she's a bit too fearless for her own good. How she turned out to be this way is a mystery. I've spent my her whole childhood telling her to be wary of men. Interesting. Oh. What's going on, Charles? Nothing's wrong? Okay. She looks quite sad. Toma's favorite color is... What? I was gonna say that's... I think he's told me before, but I can't remember. Sorry. I guess it doesn't come up in regular conversation that often. You're the girl who likes Toma... who Toma likes to visit. Okay, yeah. Are you planning on giving him something? Oh. She's been found out. Aw, this is so cute. What's up? Making him a scarf. Okay. Yeah, that sounds, I mean, definitely. And she wants to make it in his favorite color. Can you keep this a secret? Most definitely, hun. What color to make it still remains? Would asking him yourself be out of the question, guys? I'm not sure that would be wise. Not really something we would normally talk about. So strike him as odd if I ask him out of nowhere. It would be suspicious. Alright, team, huddle up. How are we going to do this? Not true for the rest of us, though. We could slip it into conversation without him catching on. He'll never suspect a thing. Well, connecting hearts. We've got another side quest. Okay. I remember this quest. That's why we came back for it. It's cute. Alright. Speaking of, though, it is quite interesting, actually, that everybody says different stuff in the afternoon than they do in the morning. Have they? We'd be using things like tanks, armored cars, and airships. I suppose they probably didn't imagine that 250 years ago. Some things stay the same, like our relationship with the people here. That is interesting. Friendship has remained, despite the world ever changing. Time with that field study of yours. Not really. Sending students to a remote area like this sounds like Thor's is a fan of tough love approach. Maybe. It might be more Sarah than Thor's, but yes. Regular part of Thor's curriculum, though? I know it's a famous academy. This seems like a first. It's definitely... I was going to say, it's a little specific to us. So we are apparently looking quite tired. Interesting. Especially in regards to the nomad's way of life and the delicate relationship with Calvard. Undeniably a place that has played an important role in shaping Erebonia into what it is today. When you realize this, your field study won't be for naught. Yeah, alright, cool. Appreciate everybody acknowledging how much we can learn while we're here. So, that said, let's head on out. So we actually probably have to double back again then to let Charles know Toma's favorite color. Yeah. So let's go grab those sheep then while we're out here and make our way back. And then we might make one more loop afterwards. Let's go track down some sleepy sheepies. I guess in this case, sneaky sheepies, since they ran off. In that corner over there. Oh. That's easy enough. Is it going to run from us? One of the sheep we're looking for. I'll lead them back to the settlement with my horse. But we should leave guiding them back until after we found all 5. I guess that makes mechanical sense. It doesn't really make sense logistically. Like, where is the sheep right now? Yeah. Like, if I were to think off the top of my head, how does this play out if Gaius is apparently not actually leading them home? Are we, like, gathering them up somewhere? Are they tied up and on the horse? I don't understand. I mean, clearly it's a writing crutch to get around the mechanical issues, but still gotta point it out. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense how we manage that. All the same, let's grab one more sheep. Here's the second one. Found the second sheep. I do appreciate that they appear with a party member icon in the bottom right, as if they're a member of the team.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's go chat up Toma, see if we can't get his favorite color out of him. Alright. Rolling back up on the settlement. There we go. Alright. Where's Toma? Oh, wait a second. Guys, his dad's here. Taking the horse out for some exercise. Excited by the wind you and your friends brought with you. That's fair. Thank you kindly. Taking care of our horses for us. Wait, Toma. Let's see how this plays out. Looking good, Toma. What's going on? We were impressed by how hard you were working. Did we just show up with all 5 of us and just crowd up behind him? Aren't you tired? Not quite as strong as Gaius, but I still have duty to set a good example for Sheeta and Lily. Hey, good kid. He's a good kid. Nice to have a sibling as admirable as you, Gaius. Oh. What can I say? I'm proud to be his bro. The bro. Alright. It's kind of embarrassing to have it said to your face, I guess. That aside. Those outfits the others wear, are they all handmade? Oh. Fibers used to make them come from our sheep. So they're wearing like wool. Okay. Come from plants, although we also use certain ones. Ores and soils to color them too. Okay. Very natural way to do it. Specific meaning. Okay, white represents the earth, blue represents the sky. Green, which ties it all together, representing the wind and harmony. It's interesting for a nomadic society that lives like in like a plains, highlands area. Blue does not represent water. It represents the sky because they don't have large bodies of water anywhere nearby, so that doesn't come up in their mythology. I think that's a really nice touch. Representing the wind and harmony. That's fascinating. Didn't realize there were that much meaning behind them. Which of the 3 colors you like the best? Green himself. The wind's kind of special to us after all. Should have guessed as much. Say something weird? Come to think of it, I didn't really have the rest of you a chance to say anything, did I? Oh, that's alright, Toma. We were here to listen, really. Thank you kindly, sir. Easy enough. Alright. Now we gotta make the run all the way back to Sharl. Let's get back there. I don't want to go into the North Highlands until we're done in the South, just because I don't want to be transitioning all the way back and forth. So we got one more run to make. Yeah. Let's go. So yeah, sorry everybody for being away for a little while there. I had to take a couple days off. Had some stuff going on at home and meant that I wasn't really able to stream or record, so it is what it is. But now that we're back, we're gonna truck on through. We actually made a little bit of progress in Nobunaga's Ambition not too long ago as well, and that's gonna hopefully be wrapped up sometime soon, and then we're going to pick up a different side project to go along with Trails. We might also try a couple one-offs here and there, so you may see me playing a couple varieties of different games on here for a little bit, just to kind of relax, you know. Play something that isn't quite as long-term, potentially, or just kind of give things, a couple things a shot, some different chances or opportunities to see if anything is interesting enough to maybe make it into its own playthrough one day. That said, we finished filling time. Let's go ahead and talk to Charles. What's up, hon? Managed to find anything out? We did indeed. Green. Did he mention why? Represents the wind to the people of Nord. Makes perfect sense. You really care for Toma. Aw, that doll. He's an important friend. Okay. I wish you luck. You don't have to do that. Special pizza. Aw, yeah. Connecting hearts. Complete. Hype. Let's give that pizza a look, actually. Special pizza. Oh, I actually already bought one. Never mind. We're good. Easy. We talked to everybody in here, yeah? We did. We talked to everybody here. We got the sheep. We're gonna stop by the outpost. Make sure to chat with everybody there, just to see if anybody says anything different. And then we'll be back at the settlement. Make sure we finish talking to everybody there. And then head north. On the plus side, since we did all of our combat in the last session, we don't really need to worry too much on fighting things around here. I'm pretty caught up as far as levels and experience and everything goes, so our biggest concern right now is money, but I'm not too inclined to grind for money. It feels like playing on hard mode that there might have been some sort of inhibition placed upon the amount of money that I am obtaining, or the amount of sept mass. And we're here. Alright. More importantly, we just want to see if anybody here has anything new or interesting to say, if there's been any changes or new developments. Zatz and Roan couldn't be less alike if they tried. Roan is always serious, but Zatz is really easygoing. Takes any chance he can to slack off. Fair enough. Gets us all. They get along really well. Not a bad thing, though. Out here, all you gotta do is work, and all you got is working each other. Fair enough. I mean, if you're in a secluded base like this, you really can't just, like, fight each other all that much, because there's not much to do but be around one another. Same year as Zatz, so we both ended up stationed here. Okay. He never changes. I really hope he doesn't get himself into serious trouble someday. Death flag? Is that... I'm concerned now, Zatz. Hey, man. You alright? You feeling good? Yeah. Everything's, you know, ship combat ready. Thought I'd have a little bit of wine. I stuck it in. I thought I'd have a little bit of that wine I snuck in to spice up my lunch. But I got busted by Roan again. He gave me an earful about how I'd be discharged if one of our superiors caught me. Who does he think he is? My mother? That's cute. Little hijinks going on over here at the outpost.
Let's get going.
I like this kind of stuff. Like, it's such a minor thing, but the fact that all of the characters have names, they have personality, they have, like, their own little stories that progress as the day goes by. It doesn't... You would be surprised how much in other RPGs you go and you'll talk to NPCs and they won't change, right? And it always leaves you with this kind of ambiguity over how much time is passing, first of all, and also whether or not your event, like what you're doing or the events going on, really have any impact on the world. And obviously we don't have any impact on the guys over there at the outpost, right? Nothing we did really mattered to them other than the wine. And so the wine comes up. He's like, oh, you know, I was going to try and drink some of that wine, and that we did something that impacted their story. And that's, as minor as it is, really, really helps with making the world feel fleshed out. Like, it makes sense. I think it really comes back to, so for me, ever since I really started getting into trying to be a DM for Dungeons and Dragons, one of the big things for that is that you need to really wrap your head around what people can know, how the actions of the party affect things, all the different little minutiae of the world. And because of that, you really start to look at games and stories more holistically about the world around them and everything. And when you bring in that whole picture, it really impacts how you think about this kind of stuff. Like, I'm super interested in even the little things, like sun here. Hi. The food is for preserving. It's most definitely not being used for any parties that are being held tonight. No, sir. Aren't very good at lying, are they? So the people here are really honest. So she's preparing food for us to have like a party of some kind. That's awesome. I'm a little sorry that we spoiled the surprise, but we're looking forward to it. Can't ride a horse yet. Said she wants to go to the lake too. Lake Lacrima is really pretty far away, Khotan. Be sure not to go there by yourself, even once you've learned how to ride a horse. I was going to say, if you guys want to go to the lake one day, I'm sure when you're a little older, we can take you, but for now, I would say it'd probably be best not to do that. Did you say the same thing again? Oh, yeah, now that the quest is done. Ooh. Should make preparations for tonight. First time I've had so many visitors. Make sure to make my very best food. I feel like I already talked to her, but I want to make sure. I never want to leave any bit of this story behind if I can avoid it. Okay, so that's a storage area. Okay. We're learning. So they have one place dedicated to food supplies and the like. We already talked to the elder. I guess we're ready to go, huh? Drop save and ride out into the North Highlands, huh? Heck yes, let's go. The ladies are still riding together. Oh, okay. Would it be cold or something? Different flavor of freshness to it than the winds in the southwestern highlands. I guess maybe the wind coming off the mountains is cooler, so it would feel fresher. Sheer cliffs gives the wind a very unique feel. Okay. The wind takes many forms and bestows countless blessings upon the people of Nord. Fair enough. Such importance on the wind. The views here are just as nice as the vistas in the southwest, too. I mean, mountains are always cool, man. I don't live somewhere with mountains, but I've been to plenty of places that have them, and it's always really cool to, like, see the massive, like, formations in the distance. If we're all rested up, we should get... Oh. What is it? Looking at that cliff over there. It's just me, or does it look like something's buried in it? Some kind of giant. Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's really all that could be. What is that? What in his name is that? Is there a statue? Related to the stone circle in the southern reaches of the Highlands. I mean, it would... Because they're in the same location, it would take a lot of research to know whether they were made anywhere near one another, because it's certainly possible that they have no relation at all. But I would probably hazard a guess that they do, in fact, have something involved with one another. Each statue said to be the guardian of the Nord Highlands. A guardian, huh? Some give that kind of impression. Stunned speechless by the statue. Suspicious. Emma being suspicious, like always. More than likely that the photographer we're seeking is in that area. Yeah, that makes sense. Northwestern. If you head northeast of the statue, you'll find an ancient quarry, and to the northwest, scenic Lake Lacrima. It's always helpful to get the lay of the land, so there's no harm in visiting both of those sites, too. Makes sense. Yep. Alright. Let's get a move on, everybody. Still got our 2 sheepies with us. So another one of those... Were there 2? Yeah. There's one in the camp as well. Or in the settlement. One of those little obelisks or, like, markers. Oh.
There's mist in the distance.
Yeah, it's even higher here than the Southern Highlands.
Fair enough. Oh, it's a new enemy. Wolves.
We have the advantage.
My turn.
All right, last time we got punked by wolves. These wolves, are they blood on their snouts? What the heck? All right.
There.
Like, their claws being red is a little strange on its own, but the fact that their snout is also red is, a little monka. That's okay,
no,
though.
Don't. Stop right there. Molten rain. Now.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Let's scan.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
What up, White Fangs? I feel like White Fang is used way too much. Alright. A wolf monster with white fur roams the highlands and always hunts together with its pack. So it's literally just a wolf. Just straight up a wolf. Okay, cool. Nothing especially interesting about it. Just wolves. Okay. Wolves that struggle to hit Reen a little bit there. That's okay, though. I should have rushed the last time, but that's alright. Let's do it. Get in there. Emma does a lot of damage to these guys, actually, now that I look at it.
Now.
Oh, he missed again.
It's my turn.
Aw, yeah, this wolf is dunzo.
Go.
Got him.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
Easy enough. Alright, everybody.
Yeah.
Keep on rolling. Alright, do we have, like, treasure chests to look around for? I love that this map is 3D, by the way. It's such a nice touch. You can, like, actually see the elevations. This is another sheep there. There's a couple other enemies. I'd like to fight everything at least once, so make our way around like normal.
Now's our chance. Let's get him. Go.
All right, Mr. Tortoise.
I can do this.
Hydrocan? Crystal Flood? What's Crystal Flood? Just because it's a Zero Earth's turn and I'm feeling it. Oh, she instantly killed him. Okay, well.
Is everyone okay?
It's not really what I wanted. I actually wanted to scan them, but we'll take it. I'm positive. There's no way I won't find another one of those turtles. I promise. Tyrell Balm.
Let's get going.
Okay. More sheep. It's our third sheep.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What is that?
have the advantage.
Here we go.
Creepy sheep, you know?
I can do this.
I'm not sure I could have said it any better myself. Well, it's dead now.
Nicely done, Elisa.
Same to you. That was great.
Hey, the high five.
Yeah.
There are 2 enemies over there? Yeah. I think we'll just fight the one. I would like to try and get a scan done on one of these things, so...
Now's our chance.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
There are a couple of them.
There.
Right.
It almost feels like I'm a little too strong, to be honest. These things are dying pretty
oh, no,
easily.
You don't. Stop right there. Molten rain. Okay. Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
Okay, please tell me about the creepy sheep.
All complete.
Creepy sheep. A dynamic sheep monster. What does that mean? Capable of using an unusual boxing style that lets it put its foes to sleep? What? Excuse me? Alright.
Leave it to me.
They're weak to fire, apparently. I'm very confused. It's okay, though. We're gonna be fine. Turbulence? Can I...
Whirlwind! To me!
My turn.
Ow.
It's
That
my
one
turn.
died to freeze. Alright.
Okay.
Easy enough.
Here. The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone.
We got him. Alright, cool. There's a wolf over there, but that's okay. We don't need to fight it. Onwards. There are more new enemies. Wow. Okay. If we just hug along this wall, we'll grab the treasure chest and fight pretty much everything around here, so works for me. This is a
The wind's behind us. Let's go.
weird
Here we go.
lizard monster with leaves on its back. Stony Croak. Is this supposed to be like a frog?
I can do this.
Interesting. Shoot him, I guess?
Oh no, you don't. Stop right there. Molten rain. Now.
And of course I killed it.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Analyzing
Hopefully
the
I
enemy's
didn't need to scan
vitals.
that. Alright, what does this thing got to say?
I've got it.
Stony Croaker. A large frog-like monster. I wouldn't really call this frog-like. It has a tail, but with skin like rock. Draws in prey with its long tongue and restrains it with mucus.
It's my turn.
Okay, that's pretty normal monster.
Go.
Still slightly confused about the whole frog-like thing, because frogs pretty explicitly don't have tails,
It's my
but
turn.
that's okay.
Fire.
I'm about to get crit, aren't I? Oh, he's
Yeah.
paralyzed still. Never mind, we're fine.
Here.
Hit both? Ooh,
It's my turn.
that's clean.
There. They're open.
Rush.
Emma.
Are they gonna get it?
Right. Here.
Oh, they did.
That was easy.
Thanks to you, at least.
Oh, that's cute.
I did it.
At least it gets a level. Heck yes.
Yeah.
Onwards. There's some big old mountains in the distance. And this... What is... Does somebody want to talk to me about this giant hole in the ground? What is going on? What... Hello? What? That's ridiculous. What is this giant ravine?
Now's our chance.
My turn.
No one brought up this big hole in the ground?
Yeah.
Has she linked with Reen, now that I think about it? Let's do it. I don't think I have Elisa and Usus yet either, so let's go that route.
Leave it to me. Can you handle this?
I'll show you how it's done.
Alright, Usus, get in there, my dude. Ooh, nice dodge. And the counter. Clean. I will take it.
I can do this. That takes care of them.
Yeah, we're definitely rolling through these guys way easier than some of the other areas we were running into. That's a little strange to me. Obviously, I don't know how much in the way of levels I've gained. I didn't really pay that much attention, but it definitely looks like we had some pretty significant success at leveling
Now's
up.
our chance.
Go!
Okay, is that thing scanned? Yeah, it's a Thunder Loach. Okay.
It's my turn. Okay.
I'm also happy that
This is it.
Emma is suddenly doing damage again, so
I'll handle this.
it's a nice change of pace. Still very, very confused by the Thunder Flip that involves no flipping.
Right.
Every time I see it, I get more and more confused.
I'll handle this.
Oh, come on. You missed on a crit turn? Really? That's
Okay.
a little Monka. Not a fan. What are you weak to? Earth? She doesn't have that. Just attack him. Oh, never mind. That was a very bad decision on my part. What was I thinking?
Go!
Suddenly, apparently this guy's super resistant to
Okay,
their attacks,
safe for now.
which I think is on there. I never actually stopped to read the, like, attack type weaknesses. Oh, a spooky chest.
Wow. That's one towering waterfall.
That is pretty big.
I'll say it must be at least a 500 arch drop. Ah, it's a treasure chest.
Interesting. Alright, well. I'm not sure. I should probably heal use this while we're in here. Oh, hopefully this doesn't go sideways.
Enemy sighted! Take him out! Here we go!
Oh! They're dinosaurs. And some very large hippogriffs. And infant Drango. Alright, well, let's see how much damage we do.
Now's a chance!
A lot. Okay.
I'll help. It's my turn.
Scanning one of these things is going to be difficult. The little guys
Turn to
in
flames.
specific. I'm going to have to do it immediately.
Burn. Go.
Rush.
Use it.
I'll handle this.
There.
Oh, yeah, both of the birds. Even if it's only a little bit, it's nice that we got some damage in. Oh my goodness, that hurt. Barbecue. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, well I really can't do
Analyzing the
anything
enemy's
but scan
vitals.
them because I have to get that out of the way before they all die.
I've got it.
Monster that resembles the dragons in Legend. Okay. Small in size, but capable of turning a wide area to ash. Very interesting. Okay. And they're weak to ice.
My turn.
We need to scan the birds too, but for the time being, I don't really, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're just going to blow up everything on the screen with Crystal Saber.
You're into sure. Crystal Saber.
Awesome. Thins him out for us. Buys us a little bit more time.
There.
Let's spread out a little bit. Uses is very low,
my turn.
but that's okay. We're gonna be fine. I can't heal him on the same turn. That's not good.
Huh?
To the items.
Suppose I should thank you.
Ow. Why does it hurt so bad, dude? Arc slash. Got him. Cool.
Okay.
Detector?
Analyzing the enemy's vitals. All complete.
A large bird that hunts on the highlands. Its talons contain deadly poison and it can spew burning hot breath. Okay. Hippogriff. I never really associated hippogriffs with fire. Okay, it's weak to
I can do
earth.
this.
That's fine. I don't think we really have a lot of good ways to do earth damage at the moment, but that's neither here nor there. Blessed Arrow? I guess?
Hang in there.
So Flame Slash is probably a no-go.
My turn.
Just from a more thought than none
Now's
sort
our
of
chance.
thought,
Don't let
sort
it
of a process.
Understood.
So strength, art, strength, speed.
My
Get
turn.
those guys all buffed up. Let's get some crits going with some Arc Slash.
Go!
Beauty.
I'll help.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it delayed them. So much the better. They're weak to earth. What was the second one? They are weak to fire. But why? That's weird. We'll hit him anyway. Keep arc slashing. Oh, I gotta freeze. Beauty. And he froze the one that had...
It's my
did she
turn.
just get a burn too? No, okay, we're good. Oh, she did. Never mind. Both of these guys are very dead. We're gonna be fine.
Go!
The other bird's gonna die to the burn,
Yeah. Yeah. This is it.
so I'm just gonna focus down the one that has
I can
health
do
at this
this.
point. They are so delayed. I did not realize just how bad, like how far down I had pushed their turns.
Go!
Rush.
Elise!
Okay.
Oh, are they gonna kill both? Hey.
You kept up rather well.
Underestimate me and I'll keep surprising you.
Oh, that's cute. I don't think I've ever seen her make that pose. Oh, so much experience. Gradual HP regen when health is low lasts 3 turns once per fight under 20% HP. So she automatically recovers from KO, recovers 50% of her health, 30 CP, activates once per battle, and if she's low on health, she even gets health back. So it's just really hard for Elisa to die. EP back, evade magical attacks, okay. And can counter evaded magic. That's awesome, actually. Use this, raises art strength and HP is low. Okay.
Making progress.
A matter of course.
28.
Just getting
28,
started.
28. Ooh. We're doing it. I got Byakko. Byakko. Put sleep or blind. Ooh. There it is. Just straight up an upgrade. Cool.
Let's get going.
Onwards.
Yeah!
Taking care of chests. Oh, here's a little guy.
Now's our chance.
A
Let's
little
go.
worried I wasn't going to see another one,
Here we
but
go.
apparently I'm going to see all kinds. Arc Slash? Oh, they're so weak,
It's my
dude.
turn.
I don't
Fire.
even know what to say.
My
Like, they
turn.
just die so fast. I almost feel bad. Do they do damage? I mean,
My turn.
she resisted that, and that still hurt pretty bad. So they must just be,
Okay,
like, here to
safe for now.
eat away at my health if I'm not fast enough killing them. Which I guess makes sense, because that's kind of the description they gave, was that they are tiny, but they can burn a lot. So they sort of glass cannon baby dragon things. Okay. I need to find one of those turtles again. Speaking of, there he is. Here, Mr. Turtle.
Now's our chance.
need to
Let's
scan
get
you.
'em. Here we go.
I accidentally murdered your friends earlier.
Right.
By accidentally, I mean, like, totally on purpose, but I didn't
Analyzing
want
the
it to
enemy's
happen as
vitals.
quickly. Alright, what's going on with this guy?
All complete.
Zaurtus? A turtle monster with a hard shell. It being on the slow side hasn't stopped it from prospering in the highlands. What a weird anecdote. It doesn't, like, give me any useful information. It's just like, yep, they do pretty well for themselves, even though they're slow.
My turn.
Dice, okay. Runeblade? No. Slash? Just hit him. Take the crit. Alright, so they're super tanky as far as attacks, like physical attacks go, so we're just gonna have to use arts.
Here we go.
I haven't used Flame Tongue before. Let's do it.
I can do this.
If not, Hydro Cannon should finish them.
I'll handle this.
That's not what I wanted. Flame time. Oh. Well, that's actually pretty effective. Okay, still hits both. We're good.
That takes care of them.
No problem at all. Cool. Onwards. Are there any like big enemies hanging around? I want to make sure we're not missing anything too much. That's a wolf down there. Good there.
Oh, we made it all the way to where that giant statue is.
It's huge, dude.
It looks even more massive the closer we get.
To get right in front of it, we'll need to go around the cliff.
There's a treasure chest. Gotta go get it, lads. We gotta kill this thing, too. I realize we're doing alright as far as levels are concerned, as far as I can tell, but I'm still not inclined. I'd rather not fall behind, right? We are playing on hard mode for the challenge, so I'm not gonna, like, grind it out by any means, but
Stop right there.
at the same time, I'm not gonna play it too unnaturally to how I would personally do this, which is gonna involve
Very well.
making sure I fight everything. That thing's dead. Cool.
Now,
What's Frost Edge look like? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage. Dodge. No such luck.
I'll handle this.
it's my turn.
Frost Edge again? That'll go off quick.
Right.
Shoot him because he should die.
Yeah.
Easy.
We should be safe now.
All right.
Yeah.
There's smoke.
Oh, it's a plateau.
No?
I guess this way's a dead end.
Oh, it's just a shadow.
I love how refreshing the wind feels here.
Very nice. I thought that was like a pillar of smoke, but it's just the shadow on the cliff. See some of those giant birds in the distance.
Let's get going.
The game definitely did not have this much draw distance when I was playing it on the Vita. You could not see these monsters way in the distance. At least I don't remember seeing them. Where's our other sheep? So there's another one down there. This ancient quarry over there. There's another one in the lake. So I think the game wants me to go to the statue first, so we're gonna do that.
My turn.
Ugh, there's so many of them. Dead? Oh, Reen
I
just
can do this.
melted them. Zantetsuken
I'll
over
handle
here.
this.
It's my turn. Yeah.
Even
We should be safe now.
Emma is running around one-shotting things.
Great.
Alright, if we do end up hitting level 30, I'll probably hold off on fighting a little too much. But for now, we're going to keep on rolling.
It's a treasure chest.
Earth Pulse. Okay.
Let's get going.
I don't really have new slots open anyway, so it's not like I can really make use of too many of these spells, but... So everybody else is 28, Reen's 29. What level's Gaius? Also 28.
Well, shall we begin?
Go.
I appreciate that even Elisa or like the party are just like, oh, well, gotta fight the thing. Nobody's like, oh god, they
Stop right there.
snuck up on us. Oh my, there's monsters. Everyone, be careful. We're just like, yep. Time to kill some more things.
I'll handle this.
Zero Arts, Ariel. When in doubt, use your biggest spell. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you end up on a zero arts
We should
turn,
be safe now.
small anecdote from me. If you're on a zero arts turn and you're not quite sure what to do, just use the biggest spell. At the end of the day, it can't hurt.
Yeah.
More damage is better than not. More damage. Alright. So these big bird guys weren't too dangerous when we were fighting them before. Like, they do a lot of damage, which is kind of the nature of most hard modes in RPGs in my experience. It's just more a smaller margin for error because your enemies do more damage. Ooh, ground bait. Can always use more ground bait. We haven't done any fishing. We're gonna have to do some when we get to that lake. Not that there's been a body of water for us to fish in, per se.
That's a beautiful looking treasure chest.
Oh, it's a fancy looking one. Heat up.
It's enormous. Let's stay on guard.
Yeah, see, here he's like, oh, be careful, because it's a giant angry
Yeah.
bird. But when we end up against, like, the turtles, people are just like, let's kill these things. Oh no, sheepy! We're coming to save you. How dare you try and hurt my sheep? All three of them? Do you honestly... There's no way that they mistake these things for sheep. There's no way. We would have to be very far away.
Very well, I will serve as your opponent. Go!
This is a little comedic, but
It's my
that's
turn.
okay. We'll
Fire!
end these
Very well.
creepy sheep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one issue here that we are going to run into that's going to involve us needing to run around the northern highlands a little bit too much is that I'm not 100% sure what happens when we actually finish our required quest of finding the photographer. So we are probably going to pick up the sheep and then go through the rest of that. I don't know the exact triggers personally, so what I think is going to happen, I would assume that dot there has got to be the photographer. So we're going to grab this sheep, we're going to go back, hand in the quest, and then come back here. So that'll be quick. But expect us to kind of skip the fights there, so rolling on over. Where's this other sheep? Yeah. Oh, there's another chest, too. But we'll take the most direct path we can, and we will avoid the fights, just to minimize on the amount of time it's going to take us. As it occurred to me when I was looking at that, I was like, be kind of worried that we pick up all 5 sheep and then end up with the story progressing and not handing in our quest, and I don't want to miss them. I will take some free Septh, why not?
That looks like a strong one. Be careful.
No problem, everybody. We're A-okay. Grab our last sheep. Here it is. That's a relief. Last of the sheep. Let Watari know we found them all. Oh. Gaius leads them on back. He did say he was going to. It just doesn't make any sense how that happened. And there we go. All fixed up. They won't be getting out again. Thanks for tracking them all down. Hey. They're all back with their buddies. I imagine he must be used to it. Matter of experience. Yeah, I was going to say, he must have done it before, right? It's just one of those things where you look at people and you're like, man, I can't believe that they did that. And you just feel like helpless almost. But at the end of the day, the majority of people who are good at something is because they tried. Right? They put the effort in and they got to where they are now. And that's not to say that everyone's like, oh, well, if you try hard, you can do it too. It's more respect the effort they put in to get to where they were, and that's probably fine. It's more than enough. I think this is thanks. Ooh, fresh milk. Amateur cheese. Ooh. These come from the sheep. Ooh, sheep's milk. Goat's milk? Is there a difference between the two? Do sheep actually give milk? I'm very confused. Whatever you feel hungry. Alright, well. I don't actually know that much about, like, taking care of farm animals, all things considered. So, I don't know. Clarify for me if somebody wants to. Speaking of that, I'm actually really happy that warped us back to save me the trouble of coming all the way back here. What it does mean as well is we can go ahead and exchange all this Sept mass and get some fancy new shoes for the ladies. I bought these books, yes? Oh, that one. Give me that. We will not miss the books. Star shoes for the ladies. We're out of cash again, but that's okay. Everybody's got upgraded shoes, which, given the trip we're on, probably not a bad idea. We could rest for free. Why not? We'll do that real quick, since we're over here, and then we'll head on over and finish off the rest of our tasks for today. All right. Everybody back to 100%. Hop back on our horses and make our way back to the same spot we were in the North Highlands. Right into the northern region. Let's save real quick since we just finished those quests there. Oh,
Let's get going.
press circle one too many times. Alright, everybody. Roll on over there. That statue is so cool. It's one of my favorite things in video games when you do this sort of depiction. You can really do a sense of scale very well in a game, because from a gameplay perspective and from like an immersion standpoint, it's very easy to get like a feel of your physicality over like most other mediums, where you can like physically know how big your character is and compare your character to the size and the movement or just the location of something else. Like the fact that the mountains parallax in a certain way, things like that, with the way we move, really gives you a sense of scale that you don't get really from like non-interactive mediums. That said, we're gonna go up that way on the right hand side there. But see, that was quick enough. We didn't really take us any time at all to get back here. We're gonna skip this guy. Not too worried about him. Let's actually check real quick. Notes. Battle. Highlands North. Are we good on everything here? Clear. South. We did get everything here too, yes? Cool. Oh. That was a little buggy looking. Has horse just sort of Skyrimmed his way up that cliffside there. That's okay though. Oh, there he is. I see him. See, like right here, this shot doesn't really give it justice how big this is supposed to be. But when you're controlling it, you can get that sense very differently. It's taken back by the size of the stone circle in the Southern Highlands. Yeah, those are even bigger than this, aren't they? Although, obviously, they're just, like, giant stone plates, where this is, like, an actually, like, carved structure. They must have been carved out of the mountain face. Hard at work. Get a good look at the stone. Yeah, he doesn't seem to get it. Sounds like I've caused some unnecessary worry for the people of the settlement. I mean, there are monsters literally everywhere. I don't really understand how you even got over here. I guess we got over here without fighting anything this time, so I can see how he could have done it. Still haven't finished taking the photographs I need. Would you mind a bit longer while I finish up? I mean, we're here now, right? I was going to say, yeah, we can't really fault you for being fascinated. I mean, at this point, we're already here. He might as well finish the work he was doing. It doesn't... Bringing him back isn't going to make that better. I doubt there's anything else like this on the continent. I guess, I mean, it's tough, right? Because if you're talking about a society that was, like, in a position to build these kinds of monoliths and, like, big, amazing ancient structures, you'd think they must have at least interacted with other ancient civilizations. There should be some history about this. To know that there isn't only... This isn't the only such statue. Oh. Okay. There's a similar statue in Bryonia Island, on Bryonia Island, way out west. That's amazing, actually. That's super interesting, because if there's two that are very like one another, that implies that the societies either communicated or had the same origin point. And Group B was sent... Huh. That's, suspicious. No idea there were more of these around. No one knows any more about the statue on Bryonia Island than they do about this one, so it's some sort of lost civilization. Taking pictures of the ruins and ancient sites like this. Taking photographs of this area was the reason I came to the Nord Highlands in the first place. Okay. Gaius told us that the people of Nord refer to the statue as the Guardian of the Region. Which is not uncommon, right? You look at, like, the Colossus, which was, like, the Guardian, right? It was supposed to be this giant structure that protected the bay. The old legends say that this is a statue was here before our ancestors came from the east. So the society has to be older than the nomadic tribes living in the Nord Highlands. They settled this land only with its permission. Is that a literal statement? Do they mean like they prayed to it, or do they mean like they spoke to it? Because it clearly is made of stone. The Legend of the Great Knight. Okay. I do feel like I've heard that name somewhere. The tale originated during the Dark Ages and spread throughout the Empire. So they clearly had this moment in history, the Dark Ages, where they either lost a lot of history, or they just, like, and what I mean to say is, like, they actually lost, like, the documents, right? Like a Library of Alexandria type moment, right? Or they, like, this is probably from before that, I would imagine. And if that's the case, then that means that these, whatever society built this or carved this, was around very, very, very long ago. And apparently was either very massive or had its own society that came before it that was the origin point for these sorts of statues during the Dark Ages. When the land roils with the tides of war, a colossal knight wreathed in flame will come forth to quell the conflict. That's incredibly specific. So it's not that uncommon for prophetic statements to be like, when X thing happens, when war comes, when conflict comes, etc., some individual or some group will rise up to overcome it, right? And it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy most of the time, right? You're saying somebody's going to come forward and stop the violence. Well, eventually that always happens, right? Eventually the war ends, right? Or the battle ends, or the plague, kills its way through enough people. Whatever the calamity is, it eventually ends, right? And usually there's a reason for that, and if you leave it ambiguous in your prophecy, it self-fulfills. In this case, they're very literally saying a colossal knight, like this statue, wreathed in flame, will come forth to quell the conflict. It's a little too on the nose for me, personally, but I do appreciate it. I do get what they're going for. That's the general gist of it anyway. It's also potentially the case that Uzis is not remembering it verbatim. It might be more elaborate when written initially. Each region has its own variant of the tale. Okay, that's... okay. A knight as a central figure, but like all such tales, its veracity is questionable at best. Yeah, like the truthfulness of that sort of thing is pretty, dubious. But the fact that every one of them mentions a knight, presumably a large knight, is interesting. One of the most mysterious of the legends passed down in the Empire. It does seem like the statue could mesh with that story too, yeah. I wonder if they're related. They have to be, right? It's certainly possible that there could be a statue like this that could have inspired that somewhere in Erebonia that we don't know about. So Rean here is grabbing his chest. What's up? Suspicious. We're starting to see more of the magic sort of bleed its way into the story. I kind of like how it's a slow trickle of information of the magic side of things, because obviously we know it exists, right? But you start to see a little more of it. You see that a lot in the sort of modern fantasy stuff, where a good example of this, and I'm not going to compare the two from like a writing standpoint, but Game of Thrones does a similar thing where they sort of trickle in the magic aspect. And I don't really like to compare anything that I'm working with something else, but it's interesting to note that it's sort of a technique. It calls back to the technique being used to slowly work the audience's acceptance, because normally when you are trying to get the audience, any audience, to believe whatever fantastical thing you've included in your fantasy story, you either have to go all in and make it like so far beyond that they're willing to accept anything, or if you want it to sort of mesh with a realistic society like what they're trying to portray here, you sort of just slowly trickle it in so that it allows the player, in this case, to acclimate each time as you start to get the little twinges of magic here and there. Anyway, back to the story. All the way out here. Would you mind waiting until I'm done photographing the site? I mean, he's been here... how long has he been here? I guess he must have left around the same time we were eating lunch, so I guess maybe like 30 minutes or so? I don't know how quickly he got here. Did he bring his own horse? It does seem like wildlife is much interesting in this area. Should be safe on his own if we head out somewhere else for a while. Agreed. That will cause the story to advance. Oh, okay. This is to allow us to avoid missing the sheep thing. I'd like to check out the quarry in the lake, though, before we finish this. So let's go do something else real quick.
Let's get going. Yeah.
I think there's another chest over there, too. I think I'm going to try and fill most of this time with my thoughts on these cutscenes, rather than talking over them all the time. But yeah, so we definitely had that interesting cut here. I didn't comment too much on it, where Rean, looking at the statue, sort of had like the normal like head throb effect that you put, where you're trying to make it look like he has like a headache or something. So the screen sort of shook, and then he put his hand on his chest while looking at the statue, while everyone was talking about the Great Knight, which... It's...
Oh, there seems to be a treasure chest here.
Spooky chest. Anyone... I'm sure most people can figure out where the story is going, but it's not incredibly obvious, the detailed aspect to it. But definitely Rean has some sort of connection to this prophecy we heard about.
My turn.
Okay. I'm gonna say nope on this one, and we're just gonna kill everything. How about that? How big is Flame Slash? Not very. But you know what is big? Crystal Saber is big. We're gonna use that. We're gonna actually cut in line here and use his turn here. Kill this side.
You're in the shore. Crystal Saber.
Oh, it's so good.
Here we go.
Does so much damage too. Arc Slash should kill those three.
Go.
Cool.
Go.
Auto some leaf cutter to get behind them, so we're not all in front of them.
I can do this.
And they were weak to earth, but we still don't really have a good way to do that sort of damage. Crystal Flood? Eh. It's Blessed Arrow, actually.
Hang in there.
I suppose I should thank you.
Just to get some CP back for Usus more than anything.
Oh, Moon, shield us from harm. Crescent Shell.
Wait, she uses tarot cards? That's pretty cool. I actually kind of like that. When it says Crescent Moon, it means like the Crescent Moon, the card. That's actually kind of interesting. That's a Rune Blade.
Be gone.
Here we go.
Defense went down. Do I just do it? I think we do it.
Flames, gather on my blade.
Dead? Not dead.
I can do this.
That's kind of unfortunate.
Oh, no,
I would have
no.
liked to kill them with
Stop
that
right there.
rather than use it and not do that. And it makes sense. They're pretty resistant to fire, obviously. I'm just limited in what spells I have that aren't fire-based. Speaking of, Spark Arrow. I'm pretty sure Spark Arrow is garbage, so... Also, they're very resistant to wind. How? That hurts really bad. Why do they poison? I don't understand that.
I'll handle this.
Is there something about hippogriffs that I don't remember that involves them having... Oh my goodness, that flame breath.
I can do
And wait,
this.
it didn't hit Usus? What the heck?
Fire. Go.
That's an interesting hurt box it has right there.
Here we go.
Do I die to this poison? No. Okay.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
Cool. Killed the big guy. Got some levels.
Nicely done.
We are still gaining
matter,
experience
of course.
pretty consistently, which usually... Ooh, Harvest. Which usually in my mind tells me I'm not a high enough level, because usually when you start to see diminishing returns is usually when you're like, oh, I've gone too far. But we're still gaining XP really fast. It's just the enemies aren't as dangerous. Art strength down. Ooh, that's kind of nice, actually. Wait, is he even using Golden Sphere? No, he's not. Let's do that, actually, then. Voice Breaker, why not? We just got Harvest. Harvest gives what? A ton of Earth attacks. Health, defense, art strength. Okay. Okay. We might sneak this in here. Did I get any better fire stuff? Not really. What does she have for healing stuff? Not really anything. Interesting. Would Reaper be better? No, I think Harvest is better for her.
Let's get going. Yeah.
Alright. Onwards. Let's check out this lake. I'm gonna get some fishing done while we get the chance. Yeah, this is about as beautiful as a lake could be, yeah. Sunlight glimmering on the water. The air feels so clean. Lake Lacrima. I and the others of the settlement come here often. Every now and then. Never mind. I straight up read something that wasn't true. Seems like there are quite a distance to travel. Any particular reason for coming here? The cabin. Okay. There's a hermit who lives here, moved here about 5 years ago. Used to live in the Empire. He's a real whiz with orbital tech and the mechanicals, so he's a real boon to us here. Yeah, it was a little strange. There's a hermit? Hermit, huh? I'd mind it too much if it meant I got to live somewhere as pretty as this. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna just disappear from the world to go live in a relaxing environment, this would be it. Hard to tell from here. I'd like to drop by and say hello while I'm back to Nord, though. Alright, we're gonna be right back, everybody. And we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. Alright, let's go ahead and explore this lake a little bit.
How beautiful. Yeah, breathtaking.
It's definitely a nice looking place. The water's a little low fidelity, but that's okay. Okay. Wonder if the hermit in question is at home. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Ugh. Oops, dock. Fishing! Please tell me there's a fishing spot.
Man, I'd love to get in a little fishing here.
I would too.
Well, no one's stopping you.
Oh. I appreciate that, where he's like, I'd love to get some fishing, and the team's just like, yeah, go ahead, man. We'll sit down. Give me the fish. Been catching salamanders for the past little while,
That's
so.
a catch.
Arowana. Ooh, Sepmass. Ooh, that's money right there. We're using the best rod we have, yeah. Lake Lord. In you go. What do we got? What do we got? Give me more fish.
Wow, this is a big one.
Salmon. More salmon. Even more. Big fish. Got him. Easy.
Wow, this is a big one.
Alrighty. Easy enough. Got a little bit of fishing in there. Let's check out the hermit's place, see if he's home. Oh, we can walk right in. There's a chess set. Instrument. This is where the hermit lives. He's got a bunch of stuff. Kind of an eclectic list of things. Just glancing around the room, you can tell he has hobbies. Favorite, a laid-back life. Looks like things haven't changed. He used to take me and my siblings fishing back when we were younger, too. That's really nice. Quite comfortable. So it is the exact same hobbies. Suspicious. Elisa definitely knows something. What are the chances? Anyway, looks like he's out. He's off fishing. Okay. Yeah, don't want to... Let's get going. Can I rummage through his things? What are these fishing rods? They are fishing rods. Okay. Interesting. All right, well. Wait. It's an oar. Okay. I don't know why it's on the table, but it's weird that they would say he's gone fishing. This lake doesn't look like it leads to a river or anything, so we would... Oh, no, never mind. I'm an idiot. So he's got to be down that way somewhere. Okay. I was going to say, the lake didn't look like it led to a river or anything, which is kind of strange, obviously. We're in sort of an alpine scenario. You would think there would be a river, and most definitely there is. Which means there's got to be another source of water higher up, too. Interesting.
Yeah.
So we're pretty high up in the mountains to see another waterfall where water's even higher up again. It's also interesting that these mountains don't have, like, white caps. They're not snowy peaks.
Yeah.
It's actually, you can see some of the greenery going right up the side. That one has some snow on it. But they're not, like...
Yeah.
Like, it's like ice formations. It's not quite snowy. Which, I guess it's June. Maybe they're just warm right now, but... Normally, the caps of the mountain would even stay... pretty cold regardless. Alright, so we stopped by the lake. Let's go drop in by the quarry real quick, just to see what we can find over there. ride right on by our photographer one more time. Just want to do one more scan actually here real quick, just to make sure I've got all the treasure chests. Yeah, okay, we're good. Ancient quarry.
Yeah.
This is... It's so gloomy in here.
It is a little different than... Gaius doesn't like it here. Is there like smoke? It's like a mist almost. And it's the same... This is the schoolhouse music. See more statues of large individuals. Was there an ancient civilization of giants? That's obviously, you know, a bit of a stretch, but it's certainly been thought about before that, you know, you have giant statues and everything and like big, like very large doors here. Ancient quarry. It doesn't look like a quarry to me. I mean, obviously, like, shape-wise, but usually you don't carve ornate-looking doors and statues of men in armor with swords. They say it all dates back to the Neolithic civilization that was here over 1,000 years ago. Those are the same legends that say the Guardians sealed away an evil djinn here. I recall hearing something back in the settlement mentioning a djinn. Sounds a bit unsettling, I agree. And plenty of reason other folks think so too. That's the reason most of the people in the Highlands avoid the area. Makes sense. Can't say it bothers me all that much. It does sound like the place straight out of Old Tales and Legends. Certainly looks like a place out of Old Tales and Legends too. There's no one around, not much reason to be here. Poke around here before, but I never really found anything interesting. So Gaius has been here before. Couldn't hurt to check it out. It seemed like Gaius didn't like to be here, though, when we saw... He gave us the ... which usually means he had something to say, but didn't say it. There's treasure chests up there, but clearly we can't get to them. Let's check out the door, why not? It's definitely a human-sized door. We've reached a dead end. There's no one here either. Just a stone door that I don't think even our combined might could budge. Yeah, it's pretty unlikely. It looks pretty bulky. Oh, all the same, definitely really interesting to see. Does seem like the kind of place an evil spirit might haunt. You're not wrong. You can sense that kind of thing? It's the impression I get from looking around. Interesting. Gaius and Reen certainly sensed something. Thought there's something moving out of the corner of my eye. Could have been a small animal. Plenty of those around here, no doubt. It would scarcely surprise me to encounter something less natural in a place like this. I appreciate you just being like, look, man, we're standing in front of this crazy Neolithic civilization that built all these massive structures, and you're like, yep. Everything seems like it's on the up and up. No problems at all. Especially for people who have been in that schoolhouse at the school where it's like crazy morphing environments and everything. Like, you would think that we would acknowledge the supernatural a bit more realistically. Let's get on going. Because, like, we've clearly been involved with the supernatural a number of times. And granted, they aren't really that accepting that it's magic, right? They're like, there must be something, some sort of technology, some sort of ancient thing. But realistically, what's a better word for it? In point of fact, the existence of magic is more to the idea...
I'm glad to be back here again.
Oh.
Agreed. I'm certainly in no hurry to return.
Yeah, so it's kind of creepy. I don't really like it. That's fine. It's definitely a pretty reasonable reaction. But as I was saying, yeah, it's just... You would think that our class would react to the supernatural with a bit more acceptance, almost, even though obviously they would rather explain it away with some sort of ancient advanced technology, but that in and of itself is really not any it's not any more believable than magic, right? The two things are not that different. We're gonna go ahead and wait. Alrighty. That's all of our objectives, really, but waited for Norton to finish, and though he was reluctant to leave Legan after depleting his photo quartz, they finally returned to the settlement. Ooh, we're home. So he didn't bring his own. He walked all the way out there. That's ridiculous. Especially managing to do it without running into any monsters or anything. That's crazy to me. We're finally back in the settlement. No problem. Alright. Oh, there's a commotion. No. The truck is in rough shape, my dude. An orbital car accident. Not a car accident, an orbital car accident. It's one of those things with society when you build these kinds of worlds. She wouldn't say orbital car. She would say it's a car accident, right? We don't say petroleum car accident, right? It doesn't make sense. So when you're writing this kind of dialogue, you need to do a little bit more. It's okay to say car accident. Like, even though it's not like the car we think of, at this point, I know that it's an orbital car. She doesn't have to say it. And then we fulfilled the request for this morning. Dr. Ammer. He couldn't have been the one responsible, could he? Never mind that. We need to take a closer look. Yeah, obviously, we need to get over there. What's going on? Somebody hurt? Like, what's going on? Obviously, the truck's in rough shape, but yeah. You alright? What happened? Gathering herbs in the mountain forest to the north. All of a sudden, I just lost control of the vehicle. Suffered a few bumps and bruises, but other than that, fortunately not. That's good. I would imagine in this era, these cars probably don't have a ton of safety features, but on the same token, he probably wasn't going that fast. Yeah, good that nobody got hurt, but... Thank the winds and the goddess. Still, how does one lose control of a vehicle in an open area and free of obstructions as this? Do you simply lose concentration for a moment? Of course not. The car is pretty important. I wouldn't dream of driving it carelessly. I mean, I believe it. You're the doctor here, but accidents happen. When I was nearing the settlement, the steering wheel started to feel oddly stiff. Fortunately, the brakes were still functional. Otherwise, I dread to think what might have happened. Some sort of steering failure? What's up, Elisa? I mean, I don't doubt that Elisa's a really good mechanic. I am a little dubious that she could just eyeball it and know what's wrong. You might say it runs in the family. I mean, you know what? I'll accept it at this point. I'm pretty confident in Elisa's abilities. Maybe she is this good. I also love that she's too short, so she's standing on top of like a block or something. Stands to reason that the sign on the Reinford Company would be quite handy in mechanical matters. I mean, yeah, I would hope so. Just pretending she wants nothing to do with her family. Could you mind your own business? Here. See, this is what I mean. If she's going to put her hands on things, start like moving stuff and looking around, I'll believe it. She could totally figure it out. Having her just look at it's a little unrealistic. What you say, though? It's not as true as it used to be. There are some professional engineers at the Reinford Company now who can't even perform basic maintenance work. Standards in higher education must be slipping. When you compare it to the Zess central factory in the barrel, the Reinford Group is getting far too big for its own good. It's a common thing with very large companies, especially ones that grew relatively quickly. So in this case, we know the Reinford Company was an arms manufacturer that during the Orbital Revolution has become quite big. You end up hiring so much to keep the operation going, because the easiest thing to do, rather than training people or doing a lot of work, is just throw more bodies at it, right? So if you just hire more people, eventually the job's going to get done. And that's potentially what's happening for Reinford here. All those giant vertical structured divisions, each with its own subdivisions. Yeah, okay, so like very overly complicated business structures. Becoming the Empire's largest corporation brought its own shares of new issues. I mean, growing pains, right? If you have a big company and you have a medium or even a large company, it becomes a even bigger company. At any point during the process of growth, you're going to have growing pains, especially if it happens this rapidly. What's going on? There's a contact failure in the quartz circuits near the engine. Okay, I mean, it's also interesting because everything here is essentially electric, so their issues would be kind of specific to an electric car almost. Contact failure, okay. Something burned itself out or too much resistance. Suddenly a difficult steering, even though it was fine just before. I doubt it. I can diagnose it, but I'm no technician. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. She knows a lot of the theory, but I don't think Elisa would have had a lot of hands-on experience with just, like, fixing a car. Calling a professional. I suppose that means we'll have to ask someone at Xender Gate. An elderly man's voice. I can see that Thor's military academy is proud. More to be proud of than just its famous founder. Elder Ivan. Oh, and Gaius' father. It is pretty close to the settlement. You think they would have responded a little quicker. Norton made it out safely. Thank you for your assistance. Cool. No trouble at all. Exactly. Easy stuff. Yeah. Hey. Nothing to be ashamed of, Elisa. Technical knowledge. She's super smart. Definitely awesome. No shame in being proud of your accomplishments. Exactly. Use this. Something like, hey, you did something that none of the rest of us could do. Be proud of that. Glad we've gotten this squared away. We still have something of a problem. I mean, there's a broken truck. And they only have the one. Yeah, I was going to say, that's going to be tough. Yeah, what can we do? This isn't part of your field study, you know. You know, I'm pretty sure it is. Exactly. Emma's like, you know what? This is in fact, our field study exists for this situation in particular. Great food, John's hospitality. Yeah, obviously, what can we do? Yeah, repairing the truck is a little beyond her. That's okay, though. What can we do? If you can bring out someone that could do the repairs, that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of the most obvious solution. Should we head to the gate? Yeah, I'm just going to say there's got to be some sort of, there's got to be a lot of engineers there, actually. So, I mean, one of them, I'm sure, can help us. Far more keen than an army technician for things of this sort. Up near Lake Lacrima, oh, we're going to go check out the Hermit again. Okay. True, the Hermit could probably have this fixed in no time at all. We passed by earlier, but it seemed vacant. An old man. I wonder if he would say that if we never visited it. An old man from the Empire who's more reliable than an army technician. I mean, at this point, Elisa clearly knows him. Hopefully he's back from his fishing trip. Of course, we'll handle it with ease, we promise. All right, everybody. Huddle up. Team captain's got some things to say. Let's finish up anything we have left to do and head for the cabin at the lake. Lake Lacrima is in the northern highlands. Yep, that's fine. Due northwest from there. Elisa seems unsure, but that's okay. Receive the Highland cloth as a reward. Cool. What does the Highland Cloth do? Multi-purpose, strength and art strength. Nothing to complain about there. I should probably actually upgrade some of this gear, huh? We haven't really changed out our accessories element. Ooh, the cart badge. The accuracy buff, though. Health, defense plus. I'm actually going to take that. Salmon and cart badge? Nah, I shouldn't do both. Prevents petrify. That's not too bad. Let's do that. Prevents faint. Prevents confuse. Let's get rid of the plush. And prevents burn. Art strength and speed. Cozy socks. Medal of fortitude. Full bottle. Give him the cart badge. I'm the strongest guy in the world, but I'll do what I can to help everybody out here. All this stuff is surprisingly heavy, though. I mean, they're logs, dude. Maybe I should ask Toma to help me out after all. Is this kid able to lift a log, really? We should be able to push it if we take the load off. I'll have to tell the children not to come near it. We'll be leaving. We'll leave going to Lake Lacrima to you. Hey, that kid just hopped right to work. I'm proud of him. I like that kind of mentality where it's just like, oh, well, the thing happened. Let's start fixing it. We can handle clearing up here. Yeah, no one got hurt. So, at the end of the day, let's take this place apart. Did feel a disturbance in the wind recently, but I never expect this to happen. Horses can cause accidents like these from time to time too, though. It's just another way of showing nothing in the world is perfect, I suppose. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like the car's fault. I mean, it is the car's fault in that it failed, but that is to say, it's an old vehicle. It's put in a lot of work, clearly, when you look at it. It's bound to fail here and there. You gotta just live with the fact that accidents happen. No need to rush, however. Clearing up here, we still take some time. Yeah, that's okay. It's not that I'm not in a rush. I just want to talk to everybody. Caused by an orbital vehicle. It really surprised me. This is the first time this truck has ever run into that kind of problem. I guess accident. I'm sure it's probably broken down before, but getting in an accident like this might be the first time. I'm sure she'll make a dash to see what happened the moment I take my eye off of her. I want to go look. You can't. It's too dangerous. Besides, Toma told you not to go near it, didn't he? But I want to help. I don't think there's much you can do over there, hun. I appreciate that she wants to help, though. It's super cute. Can we upgrade some stuff here, actually? Customize weapons. Can I make any of my weapons better? I can. Oh, let's do it. And I'm out of U material immediately. Okay, well, it happens. Actually, it occurs to me. Better weapons. Knight Sword Plus. No, that's way better sword. And the long pike is the way to go. Cool. Fatima. Or Fatima? I still don't know how to pronounce her name. Because there's no vowel in the middle. There we go. That should be a little lighter. All the lighter things taken care of. Oh, she's taking care of the little wood. Okay. Everybody's all crowded together. Sorry for worrying, you know? How quickly you're able to work out what was wrong, though, young lady. Old man at the lake. Couldn't be right. Yeah, she clearly knows this, whoever this person is. Oh, yeah, it's his son. Nah. Trying to play doctor. Good kid. Son. Just realized his wife's name is Sun. Who do you think will look after you? See, we brought this up. It's like, you're the only doctor. What happens when you get sick? Or, like, if he had gotten into this accident, they'd be doomed, right? He can't take care of himself. I know historically there's a guy who did perform surgery on himself, but, like, that's a pretty limited thing, and there's not a lot of people who can do that. Oh, she can also take care of... I guess it makes sense. She could probably also take care of people a little bit. Wouldn't have had to go through that if you hadn't asked to get those materials. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, that's never really a great mentality. Like, oh, if this accident never would have happened if I never put you in that situation in the first place. It's like, well, you never really planned for that, right? Yeah. Get the whole team ready. Team, village, settlement ready to clean this place up. Certainly came as a shock. I heard a loud noise all of a sudden. trucks could be so dangerous. I guess if they've never had an accident like this, I guess it never really occurred to them, but no serious injuries and no irreparable damages. Yeah, I mean, it's really all you can ever ask for at the end of the day. No long-term problems. It's okay to make mistakes, just don't make mistakes that stick with you. That's the important thing. So we have sturdy leather. I kind of want to upgrade some of this armor if I can, but I'm trying to find... Earthvest is pretty good. I want to put it on Gaius, though. Alright. Ponies over there. Not ponies, obviously horses, I'm aware. Oh, the food's gone. That's interesting. Just making my cycle around here. Plus, it gives me an opportunity to rest in our lodging one more time to get some free health back. Easy. Alright. Well, that's all pretty simple. Alright, so we gotta head back on out there and go track down this hermit. Drop a save and make our way over there. Yet another jaunt into the Highlands.
Yeah.
So it's pretty clear that this hermit is somebody that Elisa knows, so perhaps a relative. We know her father's sort of been missing for a while, but they mentioned old man, and at the very least, her father can't be, like, elderly, per se, because if we were to at least assume that he'd be a similar age to her mother definitely doesn't look like elderly by any means. So, with that said, it's gotta be somebody she knows. Alright, and up here to the left. Suppose we'll find out how things go when we get there. It is interesting, though. Obviously, it sounds like the truck broke down due to just wear and tear, but we do know things have been a little strange around here lately, so... Just because they did mention a little bit there were disturbances in the wind and whatnot. I wonder if the disturbances that they're feeling are because of the accident or if they caused the accident. That's always the interesting question, right? Oh. We did indeed. Oh, there's boats here. Oh, it's a little motorboat. He has his own truck. Okay. There's actually another vehicle.
Yeah.
Make our way over here. I love how big this area is compared to all the other field studies we go on that are obviously very secluded, like cities and roads and everything. Just having this big, wide open area is such a nice change of pace. What's this? Another massive truck. Can we see in here? There's boxes. More storage. Interesting. Seems like there's someone inside. Doesn't seem to want for much. What are we gonna do? Let's walk away really quick. Quests. We've done everything, yeah? everything's checked off, everything's done. We even did the little secret one with Charles. Again, I don't have a guide, so I'm just gonna hope that I did everything correctly. Oh, he knew we were here the whole time. And Elisa recognizes the voice. It's definitely an older gentleman, yes. That's a very modern looking outfit with like the vest and everything. Sir. That's nice. Carefree old man. Haven't seen you around for what, half a year now? I guess he has been gone for a little bit. And little Elisa's here too. Why, I don't think I've seen your face in up on 5 years now. Yeah, well, I mean, we as the audience have clearly figured out that she knows them, but knows this man, but Rean doesn't know that. Oh, it's her grandfather. Okay. I feel like she mentioned her grandfather at one point. I don't remember the exact details, but I'm sure she's mentioned them before. That's one way to be introduced, but let me give you a proper welcome. Gwyn Reinford, Elisa's favorite granddad. I like the confidence, man. Pleasure to meet you all, Class 7. So he clearly knows about us. Emma Milstein, Usus Alberea. Promising group of young folks if ever there was. Thank you, Gwyn. You've sure done a lot of growing in the last 5 years, Elisa. You're taller and bigger. That's, sir? Does this old man's heart good to see how easy on the eyes you've become. That's kind of a weirdly... He's being doing like the creepy old man compliment, but in like a weirdly wholesome way. Where he's like, oh, you know, it makes me happy to see that you're beautiful now. What have you been doing out here all this time? Back when you disappeared? Yeah. This is where I'd find you. I send you letters a couple times. Oh, so they do communicate still. Okay. Read all the ones you give to Sharon, too. So Sharon comes all the way up here. So she knew he was here, right? I don't stay year-round, though. I spend about half a year traveling around the continent, seeing friends, and visiting the Empire. Okay. I mean, it sounds like he's a retired, rich individual who's just living it up. Would you mind if I asked how you know so much about our field study? Yeah, he does raise an excellent point. You're expecting us to pay you a visit. I'm sure he was. I guarantee there's no way Sarah sent us here not knowing. Just a coincidence the truck broke down when it did. But I admit, ever since Irina told me you guys were coming to the Highlands, I figured I'd see you at some point. Ah, that's her mother's name, isn't it? Still talk to mother. I did indeed, though just the bare minimum. Okay. Girl's zeal for her work borders on unhealthy. Borders. It definitely sounds like there's a consensus between the family members that she maybe puts a little bit too much of herself into her work. What did I ever do to turn her into such a workaholic? Yeah, Lisa's definitely a little touchy about that. Head over to the settlement and have a look at that truck. Just wait outside for a little bit while I grab my tools. I caught a few good-sized trout. Care to take them over to the settlement with me? Hey, food. Heck yeah. It's a little weird to bring food when you're being asked for a favor. I guess Gaius and him must get along. They clearly know each other. It's a former chairman of the Reinford Group. Yeah, this is the former chairman of the company, of the largest arms supplier and now like largest manufacturing corporation in the entire empire. But he's far more lighthearted a man than I would have guessed. Yeah, he's definitely an interesting guy. It's not going to hurt my feelings or anything. Everyone loves him because he's all laid back and approachable. Mostly he's just capricious and irresponsible. That's a little unfair. And you see a lot of people, like, I'll talk about it a little later, but it's definitely That's probably a little bit short-sighted to say that. 5 years ago, he just... Never mind. Let's get going. As soon as he's ready, we're heading back to the settlement. All right. Wait for him by the garage. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You see it with a lot of younger characters. Obviously, it's meant to... I say a lot of this stuff when I'm speaking about like society as a whole. Obviously, I'm not in any position to preach, but the game's obviously trying to make reference to a type of person when it does these sorts of things. And clearly the type of person they're trying to make Elisa come across as is a young woman who thinks she knows more than perhaps she really does. And that's not... It's the defining trait of youth, right? Ignorance. We look at it as sort of a negative thing a lot of the time, but most young people, that's just the way the world is. They don't know enough. They don't know more. And so they make their decisions and their feelings based on that. Pretty good in terms with my grandfather then. Something like that. We've all known him a couple of years, but all of us at the settlement owe him a lot, myself included. Oh. Got his tools? We're good to go. Grandfather? You aren't driving? Engine's been acting up a bit lately, so I'd rather not. Suspicious. Why would both engines be acting up? Could pass up a chance to get to know my granddaughter's classmates a little better. Reen, right? Got room for one more up there? Yeah, of course. Hang out with Gwen. Where are we right now? Why did he have to pick Reen? Oh, she wanted to chat with him. You better not be giving him any funny ideas. What is she worried about? I'm sure that isn't the case, and it's literally cut off on the screen. Okay. I'd feel a bit more at ease if you focus more on the reins, though. How's a little Sharon doing these days? I guess to him, everybody's quite a bit younger. Heard she's recently started working at your dorm. That's right, I haven't had too much time to get to know her, but she seems really skilled at what she does. More importantly, she's a real cutie. Okay, so that's the kind of person Gwen is. She has this lovely reserved air, but there's a playful side to her too. I mean, I agree with Gwen. I'm not about to argue. He's definitely accurate in his statements. It's just maybe not really something you should be talking about. My personal maid, that'd be the life. Oh. Oh, now she's got those glasses and the hair you want her to let down. I mean, I'd be interested actually to see Emma's hair down too, just because it is so long. And she's class president material to boot. Smoldering homeroom hottie if I ever saw one. Oh, Gwen. You're having a little too much fun over there, man. You know you agree with me. I can't really say I disagree with you, but I love that Reen here is like trying to get out of the conversation. It's not, but he's so honest about it, where he's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, she is super attractive, like, but maybe let's not talk about it. And then Reen's like, let's cut through this. If you don't mind my asking, why did you never tell Elisa they were here? Ooh. Straight to the point. What kind of girl do you see her as? Well, hard worker in a great many respects. I have no doubt about it. She's good looking, polite, and well-mannered as any noble's daughter. Any noble's daughter. That should be emphasized there. Intelligent. All that comes naturally to her. It's not some persona she forces on herself. Okay. Gwen seems like a pretty interesting person when it comes to judging character, so I'm interested in what he has to say. How effortless she makes it all seem. And yet... I appreciate Reen being the one to be like, there's a but here, though. She has a habit of trying to resolve everything without relying on anyone else for support. Okay. Sure, it hasn't escaped the notice of a canny young man like yourself. Thank you, Gwen. It does feel like that sometimes, yeah. She kind of has a sense of duty that compels her to always see things through. She always keeps everything bottled up, like she never wants to let on anyone that she needs help with a problem. Well, I mean, that's a... Realistically, what they're doing is they're having like a critique or a breakdown of a tsundere character, right? Now, there's certain aspects to this that are Elisa specific, right? She's smart, she's a mechanic, she has some sort of mechanical knowledge, I should say. Like her background, all that stuff that goes into making Elisa a character, but they're also breaking down the sort of archetype that she fills in, which is like this character who's aloof and tries to solve everything herself. And obviously that's kind of a tropey character, but it's very well executed. And the other thing here is acknowledging that's who she is allows you to build upon her, right? And like change your characters. It's fine that all of these kids have very clearly defined tropes to them, because kids are often like that, right? They're a little bit simpler a lot of the time. But as they age, as they grow, as more things happen, especially in a story that you're telling, right? The storytelling aspect allows you to build on those characters, make them dynamic. Even if they started somewhere, they don't need to end there. And clearly what they're trying to emphasize here is that Elisa is at a certain point in her life and hasn't made really any changes in that person throughout the whole game to this point. It's not like I'm trying to make things big deal about it. It's just that everyone knew it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. Yeah, she's like trying to avoid conflict. Weirdly enough, she creates conflict by avoiding conflict. Essentially, relations between her and her mother and I. Her mother and I caused her to end up that way. Okay, so Gwyn had an issue, and that passed on to Elisa. To be more specific, the conflict between the two of us. That's why I didn't tell her where I was, but I'll leave it up to her to fill the details about that. I'm sure that once the two of you are a bit closer, she'll tell you on her own. Is Gwyn assuming that the two of them will become closer? I have a feeling there's a critical misunderstanding going on here. Even Reen picks up. He's like, what is that supposed to mean? Oh, is that so? I thought there was something going on between you two after seeing your name come up on one of her letters. Ah, okay, so she was talking about us. We did have that unfortunate accident back at the start of the year. That's all it was. We eventually got it sorted out. Nothing's really happened since. An accident, you say? Did you accidentally collide with her on your way to school, causing her to drop her toast she held between her sweet lips? Is he... Oh, Gwyn. I love it, man. As the dust cleared, the two of you find yourselves sprawled on the ground in an unlikely yet heart-racing position. He's not that far off. It's an oddly specific question, but I don't know what kind of heart-racing position you're... I mean, you should remember it vividly. Something did happen, huh? I'll just tell Gwyn here all about it, and then I want every last juicy detail. Ah, Gwyn, I love it. What a cool guy. Elisa, no. Oh, was she listening the whole time, I wonder?
Hey, isn't that...
Oh.
Ooh, it's those military academy students.
It's the girl with the blue hair and the very bombastic voice.
I wonder what they're doing all the way out here. Oh well. Looks like things are gonna start getting interesting. Okay, let's get this mission started. Sheesh. Gramps and the others can be so unreasonable sometimes.
So she's related in some way to the Railway Military Police. We have heard her talk about them before. Like, they're the names in question. So Gramps, we don't know who that is, but it's assumed she has some sort of connection with the central imperial government as opposed to the regional ones, which would also explain why we've seen her in multiple regions before. The people of the settlement held a banquet. Yeah, we heard about that. Us, Gwyn, and Norton. I guess they do have a lot of visitors all of a sudden. That's awesome. Ooh. I appreciate there's the like men's table where there's all like the husbands, and you can see the wives separated. The kids are at one spot, and then the students and like the outsiders are at their own actual table. Not to say that they were segregated necessarily, but just sort of how they probably congregated over time. And do without you, Gwyn. Here's to you, my friend, and to you. This booze isn't gonna drink itself. Finding the famous Gwyn Reinford out in the sticks like this. Yeah, it is pretty... Imagine, right? You find the former CEO of the largest the largest manufacturing corporation. He's just here. You're just like, yep. This is the guy that like brought this company through the Industrial Revolution and then just disappeared. And you find him in a weird settlement in the middle of like Mongolia, basically. He seized on the opportunities of the Orbital Revolution to make Reinford the industrial powerhouse it is today. Yeah, like obviously Reinford was an arms company, and we know that when the Orbital Revolution happened, so like the Industrial Revolution, he took that and rolled with it and managed to use that booming growth to carry his company to being this massive corporation. And it's only gotten bigger since his daughter took over. It was originally an arms manufacturer. Yeah, making name on firearms and such. Massive expansion of their lineup and started working with orbital weapons and railway projects. Yeah, he just adopted that tech faster than anybody else could. That's what it looked like to the nobility. But the company does business all over the continent, not just domestically. Ah, okay. So they are an international corporation. Has a refreshingly international outlook for an Erebonian businessman. Interesting. Is there like a sort of a stigma or perhaps like a mentality for Erebonian businessmen to perhaps focus on internal trade as opposed to external trade? That would make sense for like an imperial company, right? He's a keen man, but I didn't realize he was that famous. Obviously, the concept of building an empire, right, is so that you don't need to trade with other companies or other countries. You have all the resources you need encompassed in your empire. But that's quite interesting. The real mystery is why someone would walk away from that in the first place. Some people say he got ill and had no choice but to stand down, but look at him. He's a picture of health. So it seems like it was the conflict with his own daughter. Some truth to that old rumor after all. What's the rumor? No real proof. Imperial Chronicle aren't in the business of printing baseless speculation. Still, I think my eyes are bigger than my stomach. I'm gonna go out and get a little bit of fresh air. All right. Huh? Wait. Lisa's going out for some fresh air. Would you mind going and keeping her company? Is she setting me up right now, Sima? Why me? You're the class president. You make a better company. Trust me. You're definitely the best man for the job. Wow, Emma, that's awesome. I actually really respect people like this. Where it's like, hey man, now's the time, go do it. Obviously, I imagine what she's actually trying to get out of him is that he's like the leader and he usually is the best at resolving these kinds of conflicts. But there must be some undertones here where everyone knows there's a little bit of tension between Rean and Elisa, and she's playing wingman right here.
I'm such an idiot. What am I even doing?
What's the issue here? Ooh, we get some nice art, and that must be her father. Look at that view, amazing. We're running behind schedule. Let them have their fun. Yeah, nice. So the father was a little more laid back. Day off like this, why not try and relax for once? Yeah, I mean, if you're on a vacation, you're on your day off, you're doing whatever, relax a little. It's okay if you're behind schedule. That's the point of the day off. Or any vacation, really.
Elisa?
Oh.
Oh, Rean. Well, what are you doing out here? Did you eat too much?
Okay,
My
indigestion.
mouth says no, but my stomach's thinking yes. You doing okay? You seem a bit unsteady there.
Nothing like that. I'm just feeling a little out of it. I'm just going to stay out here for a while and get some fresh air. Then I'll be Whoa! Sorry about that.
Wait, did she just suddenly almost faint? That seems a little... That's such a weird thing. You see a lot of... It's somewhat overused, women just getting, like, you know, short of breath and almost passing out. It really doesn't happen. But I suppose it's not impossible.
See? What did I tell you? We've been riding all day. I'm not surprised you're feeling tired.
I was going to say, granted that they probably are pretty overexerted at this point.
Riding a horse really takes it out of you.
Especially with your legs,
I
right?
guess you're right. Why didn't that occur to me before?
Too busy thinking about other stuff.
Hey, Elisa, look up at the sky.
So I've actually done this before. When you're in a very secluded place without any light pollution, you get to see a lot more.
Wow.
You know, I didn't even notice it last night because we turned in so early. But now that we know, if you're out here to get some air, better to take in the starlight than look at the ground, right?
There's a lot.
You're right.
Just laying down, looking at the stars.
My father was a technician. 8 years ago, he passed away. My family was never really the same after that.
Okay, so her father is dead. Okay.
Mother was director of the company back then. She focused all of her energy on making the Rhineford Group even bigger.
Okay, so she threw herself into her work. That's not uncommon when you experience the death of a spouse or any partner, really.
She used to treasure our family, but after that, it's like she could barely spare a thought for us.
I mean, it'd be hard, right? You gotta think, any part of your family is gonna remind you of your loved one, and now that they're gone, it's really hard to deal with. Now, granted, if you have a child, you sort of need to overcome that, but not everyone has such an easy time. It's a heavy subject.
She did seem like a talented businesswoman when we met her. Well, more than talented to run the Rhineford Group.
Reen is always really giving with, like, his acknowledgments, compliments, like titles, etc.
What you saw in River Station was just a watered-down version of her normal intensity. We'd be able to have dinner together maybe once every 3 months, and that's being generous.
That's not healthy.
But at least I wasn't alone. Grandfather and Sharon were always there for me.
Okay.
That's how it was, huh?
She had like a big sister and a grandfather. Got
I
it.
guess you've known Sharon for a long time then.
Yeah, my mother hired her about 7 years ago. Being a Rhineford and all, I never had many people I could really call friends when I was young.
It's tough because in this depiction, obviously, Elisa's quite young, but it's never really clear because she's only like 17 now. So this could easily be like 7, 8 years ago. She could be 9 in this picture. But what it does point out here is that Sharon was an adult then, so she's got to be like late 20s minimum, possibly in her 30s. It's hard to say.
The nobles looked down on me, of course, but the common people treated me like I was different from them, too.
Well, she's a nouveau riche, right? New money.
At least with my grandfather and Sharon around, I never felt totally alone.
There's a lot of these characters that feel kind of trapped between nobility and commoners and how they're somewhere in between. They don't quite fall within the group so easily. And I imagine that's really everybody, right? It's a bit of a stretch to assume everyone falls into the two categories perfectly. But these two, all the characters we've really gotten to learn about sort of experience it the same
Grandfather introduced
way.
me to all kinds of different hobbies, like horseback riding and playing the violin.
Yeah, we saw those actually.
Sharon taught me self-defense
violin.
and archery, and all the high society etiquette expected of a lady.
It's interesting that Sharon would be capable for self-defense, archery, and etiquette.
Meanwhile, my mother kept expanding the company completely against the wishes of my grandfather, the chairman.
Okay, so Gwen wanted to slow things down.
I see. Though, hasn't Rhineford always been a big industrial company?
Kind of, yeah. Even back then, they took on projects in all fields, from steel mills to railway construction to guns and tanks. It's not surprising there are people out there who like to call the company a merchant of death.
Yeah, I mean, arms companies are as such.
I can't say I completely agree with that side of the company, but I've never felt embarrassed or ashamed about it.
I mean, it is what it is.
But a few years ago, the Reinford Group finally went too far.
What do you mean?
Those 2 railway guns set up in Gorelia Fortress on the eastern edge of the Empire?
So we did see those in the prologue. Some sort of weapon of mass destruction, essentially.
You know about those, right?
Yeah, I've heard of them. They're supposed to have the longest range of any orbital cannon in the world.
I've only seen their spec sheets, but the destruction they're capable of is terrifying.
Now, are we talking like buildings, or are we talking like cities when we're talking destruction capabilities?
Erebonia's still fighting with Calvert over Crossbell, and those guns are capable of targeting any point in Crossbell State. In just a couple hours, they could wipe Crossbell City and its 500,000 citizens off the map.
Okay, so definitely a significant amount of damage.
No way. That's way beyond being a weapon of war. More like an instrument of massacre.
I mean, it's the issue of escalation, right? Eventually you reach a tipping point where it goes maybe too far, but you can never go back, right? Once these things exist, they exist.
I couldn't agree more. And neither could my grandfather, who supervised their construction. Even though my mother was the one who signed off on the project, my grandfather regretted it like the decision was his.
So he felt like he should have done something to stop it, but wasn't able to.
As he was hesitating over whether to hand them over to the Imperial Army, my mother betrayed him.
What?
She went behind his back and secured the support of all of Reinford's major shareholders. Everyone from Ruhr's ruling lord Marquis Ragnar to the top brass of the Imperial Army was on her side.
Ah, okay. So she pressured him out of the company because he didn't want to give over the guns.
In the face of such overwhelming pressure from all sides, my grandfather was forced to capitulate. He stepped down as chairman, and my mother wasted no time taking his place.
That's kind of screwed up, to be totally honest with you. I'd wonder why she was so vehemently about expanding the company, making it bigger, making these bigger weapons, and making sure they were given over to the government, because she doesn't seem like she must know what that means from like a repercussion standpoint, what it could mean for the people of Crossbell, or really anybody, right? Because those guns obviously can be turned anywhere.
That's when my grandfather decided to leave the company entirely. And me.
So she must have a reason, but...
I thought I'd at least have Sharon on my side, but she just did whatever my mother told her to do.
I'm suspicious as to what's going... Like, there has to be more information. Now, obviously, our characters are like the kids, right? So they don't get that info. They can only form their ideas with what they've got. And that's the case for everybody. But you would need a really good reason to need those things.
It's been 5 years since then already.
Oh. I think I get it now. Why she gets under your skin, I mean.
She sort of tore the family apart in a way.
It's not so much what your mother did, but how it ended up tearing your family apart.
I legitimately did not know Reen was going to say that.
Yeah. I couldn't believe my mother would betray her own father. I couldn't believe grandfather would take it without fighting back. I couldn't believe Sharon, who'd always supported me, watched it all happen without a word of protest. It really drove it home to me. How big the Reinford Group was now, and how small I was. I hated realizing it had become so large that corporate interests were stronger than family ties. Looking back, I guess that's when I decided I'd leave home and enroll in the academy.
Okay. So she just wanted to get away and find a new community, a new group. Somewhere she felt a little bit more accepted. Or at the very least felt like she could trust people again.
Even when I ran, I couldn't go far enough to escape my mother's shadow. or the Rhineford name. Then I come here and find my grandfather happily enjoying a whole new life without a care in the world. When I stepped outside, I was feeling so lost, so frustrated, wondering what I'd been doing all this time. But it's kind of strange, you know? I look up at the stars and it feels like I can escape the gravity of everything. I think I'm finally starting to understand why my grandfather chose to leave it all behind and move out here in the first place.
I can understand that. I mean, at the end of the day, just get away from it all.
You really are strong, Elisa. Stronger than you realize. You were finally ready to talk about it. About your family and the company and everything.
This is super cute, by the way.
So, maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Maybe you're right. But I don't think I would have been able to if I hadn't enrolled at the academy. Meeting everyone in Class 7, the lacrosse club, you...
Oh, there it is.
I'm a better person for it. Your support has already made a difference.
Rean definitely has had a positive effect on his peers, but I wonder if perhaps they will be the greater positive effect upon him.
So, thanks.
That line delivery is so good.
Thanks for worrying about me. And thanks for reminding me to look up, not down.
Aw.
Anytime. Though, truth be told, I came to check on you because Emma asked me to. Sorry to ruin the moment.
I thought that might be the case. Oh well, there's always next time.
What does that mean? I'm legitimately wondering, what is that supposed to mean?
It's kind of strange to hear you tell me I'm strong. Because I could say the same thing about you.
Interesting.
You always seem to get thrust into the role of leader. Someone we can count on to keep us on track.
I actually really like that they acknowledge it, right? That it's not just some sort of passive thing where Rean just happens to be the main character. Everyone's like, yeah, you just end up in this position a lot for varying circumstances, but he seems so good at it that they keep wanting to put him in that position.
I guess running errands on all my free days is really helping me buckle down. Still, I feel like I've got a long way to go, especially when I keep running from myself.
Huh?
Remember back in Keldic? I said that I came to the academy to find myself. But sometimes, I wonder if maybe I just wanted to get away. From my family, from myself.
Oh. Do you not get along well with your family?
Oh, I do. I'm not their real son, but my parents always loved me like I was.
It's so weird. Rean, every time he comes up, like, it's clear that his family is well, like, they did a really good job. He clearly is well adjusted. They, got along really well. He gets along with his sister. His parents seem really nice, but he just has some sort of issue with his family, which I don't know if maybe it's just a byproduct of him being adopted, but it seems like no matter what, he can't get past something about them.
My sister and I, we've had our differences, especially lately, but we still get along pretty well. No, the problem's just with me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean...
Rean. Still, I suppose the fact you were finally ready to talk about it...
Oh, she's gonna throw her his compliment back at him.
Means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right? Who'd have thought I'd have the chance to feed you your own good advice so soon? I can't believe you can just say things like that with a straight face. Maybe being on the receiving end every now and then will do you some good.
This is actually a surprisingly healthy relationship. I really like it.
All right, you got me. I admit defeat. But yeah, I guess I'm starting to figure things out. In my own way. Maybe enrolling at Thoris was the first thing I'd done right in a long time. I ended up in Class 7,
I mean, he's clearly grown a lot.
And now, all of us are out here like this, spending time together.
Yeah, I like that. I hope the things we learned during our field studies can help us all make a difference in the world.
I think that might be exactly why you're here.
So,
Oh, and here comes the awkward silence.
wait, all of us?
Yes!
You two were gone so long that we started to get a little worried.
No way! How long have you been listening?
Oh.
Still, I suppose the fact that you were finally ready to talk about it
Oh, that's so cute.
means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Oh, it's so cheesy. I love it.
Stop! Rain, he was the one who said it first. I was just repeating it back to him.
Oh, Lisa, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Honestly, you touched my heart.
I apologize for eavesdropping on you, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I did.
How did I end up in the middle of this anyway? Fine, if that's how you want to play it, none of you are getting any sleep until you've shared all your most embarrassing secrets.
What? I don't...
You wish.
I mean, we already know all he uses is secrets, and Gaius doesn't seem like the one to have secrets. Emma's not going to tell us a damn thing.
Seems like you did well.
Wait, is Gaius about to have a bro moment over here?
Honestly, I feel like she helped me more than I helped her. Hey, Gaius?
Hmm?
This is a really beautiful place.
Yeah, ain't it?
Just the pure honesty between two bros. I like it. Just being able to, like, acknowledge something that normally people wouldn't talk about. Rosetta Arrow.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Thank you, Sarah.
I've got a little reward here for you. Keep up the good work.
Man, there are a lot of spotlights. Hey, it's Zats. 25, 50 hours. Shift's almost over. Is it 0300 that he gets off? No sign of anything suspicious or anything at all, really. Why do we even do this every day? I mean, it's an important job, Zats. You're early. Come on, man. Gotta get where I'm coming from at least a little bit. Near Crossbell, but who's gonna start a war out here in the boondocks? Never expected to make this a perfect place to start a war. I mean, there's some merit to what Roan's saying here. Obviously, you're gonna look for the weakest point to attack. The issue ultimately that they bring up is that there isn't like a militaristically useful situation in Nord Highlands. Like it's a bad terrain for tanks, for infantry. Like getting around is hard. It's a huge space, and there isn't really any mineral value. So why would you attack it? General Vander says we need to stay on alert. He knows the situation better than we do. He is a great man. What are those big shots from the 3rd Armored Division doing stationed in some backwater place like this? He posted here because he wouldn't help the Blood and Iron Chancellor. Okay. We did hear about that earlier. Kind of idle gossiping or rumors get wings. Ah. Such a killjoy. Hey, who's counting? Honestly. Did they just get shelled? Yeah, I mean, imagine, right? You're watching the other place, and you're like, all right, we gotta make sure they never attack us. And there's just an explosion, and it looks like they got attacked, and you're like, we didn't do that. What's going on? Nate needs to know. Yeah, I was gonna say we need to like report. Oh no. An enemy attack, but that didn't come from... Oh no, Zats and Roan! Oh, they're still alive up there, but I don't know how they're gonna get down. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared for Zats and Roan. We were talking to them earlier. Same day, 6:30 in the morning. Well, that must have been... That was 3 a.m., if we recall, because you said that. 2:55. It was a great meal. Could eat another bite. Which we ate yesterday. I'm surprised we're still able to pack away that much food. You're all growing boys and girls, so eat up. I mean, they're all like 17. I'm not sure if they're going to get that much bigger, granted, but, you know. The girls are probably done growing. I would imagine the boys maybe have a little bit more, but writing takes away a lot of energy, so I'd say eating like this is normal after a day out on the plains. Yeah, I mean, with all the work we got done, I mean, we did 7 missions in one day, so... We can wrap it in bamboo and take it with us. Who knows, we might even need something to gnaw on while we're at it today. Yay! We'll take some leftovers. Tortilla and some containers. Hype. Got some lunch boxes to go along. What kind of host would be if we didn't treat you as such? The hospitality here is awesome. Grand list of tasks. Alright. Day 2, everybody. Field study. We have 1. Okay. Lacan. A large unknown monster has been seen around the northern part of the highlands. It must be exterminated at all costs. Monster, details unknown. Location, southwest area of the northern highlands, near a cliff edge. Fair enough. Figured it couldn't hurt to give you fewer than yesterday. Well, I mean, 1's a lot fewer, but okay. Take advantage of the extra time to do whatever strikes your fancy. Maybe go off the beaten path a bit. I mean, we maybe already did that, but thank you. Spend some time with your grandfather today, Elisa. Aw. I was going to say, she probably didn't really get to talk to him too much. She was drinking immediately. Stayed in the Elder's home yesterday, right? Yeah, I mean, you can go hang out with them, spend the day. I mean, it's not every day you get to meet up with your long-lost relatives. Oh. It's the Elder. Okay. Oh, and Gwyn. I like how Gwyn has like a unique pose when the other two don't. Norton. Morning, everyone. Yeah. I was gonna say, it's not a good look. What's going on? Zendra Gate just a short while ago. The Imperial Army Watchtower has been attacked. The music's gonna fade out here yet. What? It all happened in the middle of the night. That's not the last of it. The Republican Army base has also been attacked. This isn't going to be pretty. Oh, we're just skipping time. It's an hour and a half later. Okay. Oh, airships coming in. 3rd Armored Division military airships. Oh, from both sides. These are Calvard airships, clearly. Those are some miniguns on the front. Okay. Aviation Regiment. Aldebaran. 8th Area Division. Just passing by. No need to shoot at each other at the moment. Airborne Armored Division being sent out first as always. I suppose it's only a matter of time before they give the order for the armored regiments too. The death of 2 of the guard. No! For the 3 have sustained serious injuries, but we've been able to stabilize them. Oh no! Contact Xander Gate. Prepare the 3rd Armored Division for deployment. I want all armored vehicles ready to move before I return. Oh, God. Mobilization's happening in a hurry. What do you mean you'll be fine? Moving the settlement in case of an emergency. Well, I mean, yeah, you probably want to get the heck out of here, but at the same time, we should probably do something. Learn more of the current situation from Lieutenant General Vander. Not as a citizen of Nord, but as a student of the Thor's Military Academy. I mean, yeah, we got to figure out what's going on. Use the truck after all. And since I was here anyway, I might as well do what I can to help. Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to need to move quickly, so more hands the better. I can't help when you need it most. You have your own job to do. There's no need to worry about us. Furthermore, you're a newsman. You need to get going so you can deliver the news. Photographer Norton accompanied the party. Northern reaches of the North Highlands are temporarily inaccessible. Okay. I like how he has his own little art. That's nice. That said, that's going to be it for tonight. Got some pretty good progress here. Finished off the day, and apparently we got a whole lot going on for our next stream here. We should be back on tomorrow. With that said, everybody, I want to thank you all for watching. Till next time, have a good day.